What's up, kings and queens? Welcome to my channel. My name is Tola. In this video, I'm going to focus on tinting the closure and installing the lace frontal by sewing it down. I'm going to be using cocoa brown chocolate for my dye, and you can get this from any fabric store, Joann's, Michael's, and you just pour a dash into the bowl. Once the color is mixed in well, go ahead and test it to see it's the shade that you want on a piece of paper. Once that's done, dip your lace frontal into the bowl. For my more fair dolls, you can use the color tan. On the box, it does say don't use a metal bowl and make sure you use salt, but I don't use either one of those and it stains just fine. While this is sitting in the bowl, I'm gonna braid my sister's hair down, and that's gonna take me like 45 minutes. But if you're not gonna be doing all that, at least let it sit for 15 minutes. And here are the results. Not tinted versus tinted. Okay, so let's begin with the sew in. This is an updated version of what I did before. I'm using the band method, but this time I'm measuring it from ear to ear, and I'm gonna go ahead and stretch it just a little bit and cut that off. Go ahead and get your frontal and put it on your client's head or your sister's head and let her hold it, and then go ahead and cut off the sideburns. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to her right side as well. So these are our additional sideburns that we don't need. I threw them in the trash. So now the band that we had measured from the left side to the right side, we're going to sew onto the lace frontal. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm sewing it on the edge of the lace frontal on both sides. Okay, so we got our frontal, and look, you just slide it on. That's all you got to do is slide that baby on, and you're done with that. And I'm just playing, but look, it's laying nice and flat, and it's in position. So now all you got to do is cut off the excess lace in the front, and as you see, the hairline is kind of thick here. I'm gonna go in and tweeze some more, ladies. Don't bash me now. I know it needs to be tweezed more, but I wanted to do that while it's on her head and not beforehand. Ladies, thank me later. This is by far the easiest way to sew in a lace frontal. That thing is laying down really nice and flush, and we haven't even added any tape, any glue. We haven't even sewn anything down. This band is life. So we're going to keep that band on. I'm not cutting that band off. In my previous video, I cut the band off. But I'm going to keep the band on and let it act like a unit. That way we don't have to experience too much shifting back. And as the braids grow, it has nothing to do with the band's tension. So that's why I'm not going to cut the band off. So I'm just sewing down the back of the lace frontal on each side, blanket stitches all the way down. I'm just doing a couple of stitches right here to keep the band in place. Now here I was supposed to add the net before adding the bundles, but we was in a rush to go to this event, and I wasn't thinking. I was just trying to hurry up and get this thing over with. It was running like 30 minutes behind, and we needed to be out of here. So I am trying to sew the weft onto the band, and I'm struggling a little bit. But if you have your net, you can sew on the net and not even worry about sewing into the band, so that we don't have that tension. So I recommend put the net on first before sewing your tracks in. But all I'm doing here is sewing my first track under our braid, so when she puts it into a high ponytail, nothing shows underneath. So I'm going in a U-shaped motion, rocking from left and right. I'm not going to cut these wefts until I get to the top because I don't like cutting my wefts, especially if it's virgin hair. So I'm just going to rock it left and right until I get to the top. I finally noticed midway through that I didn't have the net on. I was like, why am I struggling trying to get this needle through this band? This never really happens, and that's because I normally have the net on. So I stopped midway through and did sew my net on, and what the net does is it adds extra security so I can put tension on her net and not her braids, and also you don't have to worry about sewing through the band, you just have to sew through the net. So those are two pros with using a stretch band. But I'm finished, yes, and girl, that frontal is laid and we have not added nothing, only the sideburns flap, and I'm going to show you a cool trick on how to do that. Now our frontal hairline is looking kind of thick, but I'm in a rush. We got somewhere to go. So I'm going to do that the next day. I'm so sorry, y'all. I know I'm doing a video. I should have had time to tweeze that frontal some more. But on my next video, I'll do a more detailed tutorial on tweezing the frontal. But it still looks pretty decent. Okay, so now we're like an hour late for our event, but we are finally done with that part. So now I gotta lay down the frontal just to keep it more secure. And so I'm gonna be using the Got To Be Glue gel and freeze spray. All details will be in the description box below, so don't worry about that. You can check it out later. And you apply a thin layer to the sideburn areas along with the freeze blast spray. And use your dryer until it's tacky and you lay it down for a couple of minutes. So I'm pretty much finished for now. And the hairline is looking okay. It needs to be tweezed, but I'm gonna make it work for this event tonight. I wanted to show you guys you can also do cornrows with your lace frontal. When you tint the lace frontal to make it look like your skin tone, you can do a lot of things. The options are endless. So because I'm not done tweezing, I laid down some baby hair so it can look a little bit more natural. And we are ready to go. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I hope the updated sewing technique is going to help a lot of girls out there and guys. See you in my next video.
I'm so reckless when I rock my Givenchy dress. I'm so possessive, so I rock his rock necklaces. My daddy Alabama, mama Louisiana. You mix that Negro with that Creole, make a Texas Bama. I like my baby hand with baby hand.